Okay, we're about to get started, so I can go ahead and get the process at least started, so we won't be on as long as we were on last night. By the time I got off, I was hungry. Oh my God, I was so ready to eat. I don't know why I get on this thing every night and don't eat before I get on here. So I woke up super late today, so I didn't even have breakfast or nothing. But it's all good. It's almost tax season, so I want to make sure that everybody is prepared, that y'all ready to go. You got all the things that you need, all the tools that you need, and nobody's left feeling, kind of like, oh my God, I don't know what to do or anything like that. Because I know it's easy to feel like that, especially when if you anything like me, scrolling on social media and it seems like everybody else is moving super fast or they have everything together, and I'm just like, oh my Lord, I'm so behind. So if you anything like me, hopefully by the end of this challenge, you guys will feel a little bit better about the season, and you'll feel ready to go. So, hey, Miss Dion, how you doing? There was quite a few other classes going on tonight as well. So I know it's a couple people probably gonna be missing. I have been seeing it like over social media. So a lot of people having classes as the season, as it gets close to the season. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm recording this. I started to record a little late yesterday, but we're all on track for today. So let's get started. So the topics today, what we're gonna be going over is we kind of pretty much started on it yesterday, dealing with like workflows, getting accustomed to what that means. And today we're going to actually kind of put all of those terms that we went over to yesterday, we're going to try to put them in a way that you guys can understand and actually show you a way that you can do it if you're not using TaxDome or any of the other like CRM. So I wanted to do it this way as well to show y'all another alternative, because I do know that everybody's not going to use the same thing. They're just like tax software. Everybody's not going to use the same software. Some people swear by TaxSlayer. Some people can't go without using Crosslink, so that's the same way it goes with automations and workflows. There are always going to be multiple options. So that's another reason why I wanted to show you guys multiple options so that you can choose what's best for you. Because one thing I can tell y'all, I cannot tell y'all how many times I have spent so much money, so much time using different things, trying out different things, which I feel is good, but at the same time, you have to use what works for you and make sure that, it's not nothing that you're doing to, I guess, keep up with everybody else or try to do that, because that's what I was doing. I'm like, man, if these people using it, I know I need to be using it too. So that's the whole purpose of this, is to kind of give you a fresh perspective from all different angles, whether you have a small budget and you need to kind of count every penny and make it last, or whether you have a big budget so where you can afford to pay for someone to build it out or pay for one of the more complex or robust systems. So that's what we're going to be doing on today. Hey, y'all. So one of the topics we're going to be going over is the benefits and the importance of automations, different tasks that you can automate in your office, and I'm going to show you guys how you can implement all of those different tasks that you can automate in your workplace. And of course, we'll do a live question answer session. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And there are other people on here that, of course, can chime in as well and answer those questions for you. So let's get right into it. So what are the benefits of having your office automated? Yesterday, Jessica touched on that as well. It gave you guys a lot of statistics on how effective you can be with having your office automated and having those workflows. So those are very good statistics, and they are very well true. It cuts down on a lot of the repetitive administrative work. So a lot of times let's just say, for instance, you say, okay, I'm gonna get somebody to do my automations. I'm ready. I got the funds. I just need somebody to do it for me. One of the first things they're gonna ask you is, what do you need automated? What are the tasks that you find yourself doing over and over again? There's some people out there that has like, a magic blueprint or whatever, but they still have to know what your process is, because, for example, you may not send out client invoices, and they may be one of their pipelines or one of their templates for, you have that process in your pipeline or your workflow, but that may not be what you do. You may run strictly off of bank products, or most of your clientele may run strictly off bank products. So even if you get someone to help you, even if you have the blueprint, you still have to figure out what it is in your office and your process that you do all the time, or the things that you need automated. And it also ensures that things are done with minimal error. Of course, anytime there's a lot of human intervention, that may leave room for error, misspellings, stuff not being done in a timely fashion. So with automations, that kind of alleviates that to an extent, because most of the times with automations is going to be sent automatically, or it's going to be done automatically based upon a certain trigger. So going to the next point, it ensures that it's done on time and it's not forgotten. A lot of times, Lord, I know for a fact with me, I forget stuff a lot. So with automations, that has helped me to not forget so much. And it's like it's working while you're working. And sometimes even when you're asleep, like you can't send out stuff if you're asleep. If somebody's on your website, even if it's, let's say me, I overslept this morning. I didn't wake up to almost 2 o'clock. So let's just say, for instance, it was in the middle of tax season, and I didn't have a process, and it was people inboxing me saying, hey, I'm ready to file with you. What do I do? Or let's just say, for instance, they're waiting on me they sent the documents to my email or whatever, and they're waiting to hear back, but they didn't. It's out. Hours went by, but they didn't hear back. So those type of things is where automations kicks in there and helps you, so that if you're asleep, if you're out somewhere with your kids, then those tasks can automatically be done, or at least they can go ahead and start the process of onboarding. They don't have to wait on you. Now, it also leaves time for other tasks. I know a lot of us are parents. A lot of us have other jobs. Some people still work full time while they have a tax business. So I feel like these are the type of people that need automations the most, because you never know when life may happen. If you have lots of responsibilities outside of this, if you have other businesses, if you have children, whatever the case may be, y'all know life happens. In the blink of an eye, something could happen to where you will have to be out for a day or a day or two. So the automations will help you in the event that you have other things that take priority. Your business can still flow. Things will still go through that pipeline, and you won't lose a lot of clients. It also keeps your overhead costs a little lower, because you don't have to maybe hire a lot of people. You can hire it, instead of you having, let's just say your workflow has 5 different tasks that needs to be done. If you can put an automation into that where it's a computer doing it, or the software doing it, then instead of you having 5 people that you have to hire in that process, this is just an example, you can now only have like 2, because the computer or the software is doing those tasks that needs to be done, or moving it from one task to the next. So this is how honestly a lot of places like Walmart, things of that nature, they ended up not having to have so many employees, because automations and that software is what is actually replacing humans in a lot of areas. And it allows you to scale and grow, because let's just face it, y'all, if you didn't have a process, or if you didn't have anything set up to where you can handle that influx of clients, what will happen? Chances are you'll probably will lose them, or you risk, some people can do it. Some people can get in there and deal with 100 people, texting them at the same time, or 50 or whatever, a whole lot of people texting them at the same time, getting this stuff from all directions, but you're going to be burnt out. That is no lie. Like, you will eventually get burnt out, even if you can handle it, even if it is something that you're dealing with it and you're dealing with it good. And if you're the only one in your business, then you have to at least have some automations on there, so that any event that something happens, or let's just say, Lord forbid, you get COVID or you get sick and you have to be out for a couple of days. If you're the only one there, or if it's not at least a software or something that's helping you out with the small things, then of course, there's going to be a little problem. People get upset. They may go somewhere else. The first thing, I don't know why people tend to do this now, but instead of handling grievances with people the right way, they just go straight to Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want to see that happen to nobody, for real. Now, it also allows you to keep the communication and the client experience positive. So there's nothing better than, you know, your client being able to seamlessly and just, it flows so good. So like when they do their intake form, they automatically get an email letting them know like, hey, at least we got your forms. Here's the process. So they don't have to worry or guess, especially in today's time where, you know, scams are rampant and people are taking a risk. You know, they are, just to be honest, because this is very sensitive information, not only for them, but their family as well. They're giving somebody access to their family's whole life, social security numbers, bank account information. So in order for, you know, the trust is a two-way street, and this type of thing kind of helps them alleviate it, because one of the first things people say, oh, they're not professional, they don't even, she had me sending my stuff through such and such. So having these systems in place can kind of curtail a lot of that, and it keeps your client happy, and it also keeps you stress-free. Nobody wants a lot of clients texting them, asking them, you know, hey, what's taking so long? Or I sent you my documents, what's next? Can you respond back to me? I see you on Facebook, but I see you not responding to me. Chances are, even that problem not even be the case. You know, a lot of us have their little professional mode thing, and we're able to schedule posts. So even if they see a post on Facebook, it might not even be you. You probably somewhere trying to get some taxes done, but that's the first thing they say. So having the automations can kind of ease down on it, because at the end of the day, sometimes people just want to be updated throughout the process. And that is where you just setting up, all it takes is one time for you to set up one little automation to say, hey, if I, as soon as this client, as soon as they submit the intake form, the email needs to go back to them saying we received it, and here's the what's next, here's the steps that's next. That can save you a whole lot of problems down the line. All right, so the next thing is things to know about automation. So of course, some things can't be 100% automated. Tax preparation is one of them. We have to actually get in there and file a tax return. And because of the way our softwares work, there's really no system or no CRM or anything like that that will 100% work with our software. So for example, what I mean is that, let's just say you use TaxSlayer, right? There's no software out there, or even TaxDome. TaxDome does not work with TaxSlayer. So as you're going in and you're submitting the tax returns, it's not keeping them updated and say, hey, your tax preparer just submitted your tax return, or hey, your tax return has been rejected. So of course, it's not going to be 100% automated, but you can still automate as much as you can. Sometimes it's a learning curve when learning new systems, but honestly, it is well worth it in the end. Like I said, you know, December-ish is a little too late to kind of learn a brand new system. That's why you see me talking more so focused on using the systems you already have and kind of make them work with each other. Unless you like don't have literally nothing else to do, or you can literally be up and dedicate that time to do so, learning a new system, it might not be, you know, it might not be accessible for everybody. But if you can do it, by all means, I would say go for it, because you still have a good, like 21 days in order to do so. And if you don't do like the pre-season advances, you still have a lot of time too, because the IRS hasn't even announced when they're going to be opening up. So you still have time to do something, but you got to go ahead and get on it as soon as you can. You can use what you have to automate tasks until you need to upgrade to a more seamless process. For example, with JotForm allows you to do up to like 100 forms for free, or 100 form submissions for free. So until you need to upgrade, then you don't have to. You can keep that. Or for example, if you're not ready to pay the $600 for TaxDome, you can use some of the other programs until you can. So don't feel bad if you can't afford to do that, because I do know the shit is hard out here for everybody. Like $600 may be a lot to pay, but for some of the ones that are a little bit more able to do so financially, then even still you could start off with a small program and be ready to upgrade when it's time for you to do so. Especially, number one thing is to get your clients, because at the end of the day, we can be ready, we can have all this stuff automated to the T, okay? But it ain't gonna mean nothing if we don't have the clients. So I will put focus in this. Of course, I will make sure I dedicate the time and the energy, but my 100% main goal will be getting those clients in there so that you can actually put these automations to use. It can also be, wait a minute, y'all, I got my thing over here. Okay, it can be done whether on a limited budget or with a big budget. And, you know, I just pretty much reiterated that already. You don't need to have thousands of dollars to put automations into place, okay? You don't have to do that. Some people completely have a process and have some sort of automation for free. Like, because even, for example, the example that I gave y'all, when a person's completes their intake form and you automatically send them back an email, that's a form of automation. You didn't have to go in there physically, okay, here's such and such, she filled out her intake form, let me go and send her a text, or let me go and send her an email saying that I got it, okay? That automated email going right back is a form of automation. So it could be something as simple as that, or it can be as complex as a full like tax dome workout, build out, okay? So let's get started. What can be automated in your tax firm? So of course, the parts of your tax preparation process can be automated, and we're going to go through each one of those parts step by step in the next couple of slides. Your client communications can be automated, and I break down those as well in the next couple of slides. Your referral request, asking for your from your clients, hey, can you leave me a Google review? Can you leave me a Facebook review? That type of stuff can be automated. Same thing with your referral agents. You can create a process for where you, you know, some people have people where they don't really just, even if they don't file with them, they'll just get paid just to send people your way. So you can automate that process. Is even the vacation vouchers for a high volume office, that stuff can be a pain, but there is a way for you to automate it, and I'm going to show it to you once we go to the screen. Marketing emails and text, of course, they can be automated as well, and I'm going to show you how to do that using Constant Contact, which is an email marketing platform. Birthday emails, newsletters, and also with your team management. You can create certain tasks for your team based upon certain triggers or actions that's done. So for example, using certain software like Asana, or even like I showed y'all yesterday with my active campaign. Once the people start onboarding and we get their intake forms, it'll automatically send my assistant a notification like, hey, here's another intake form, here's the documents, it's time for you to get to work, putting them in the system. So that's a form of automation as well. Now, one thing I did not make a slide about, but I definitely should mention is that there is a big difference between automation software or CRMs and project management software. So with your project management software, that's going to be for your team. So if you have like preparers under you and they work for your firm, not necessarily, you know, being like independent contractors or whatever, if you have an assistant, if you have like a compliance person, your project management software will work best for dealing with them and dealing with those sort of tasks. It doesn't necessarily work well, even though, full disclosure, some people do use it for tax prep and dealing with their clients. But for me, I feel like it works best with your team and telling them what they need to do, and y'all keeping up with all of your tasks inside of the office. So an example of project management software is going to be Monday. That's a good one. Asana, that's the one that I personally use. ClickUp is another project management software. Those are the three that's coming off the top of my head, but for sure, those three are very good to work with a team. And Asana, I don't pay anything for that. I have the free version, and it's been working pretty well for me and my firm. Okay. Now, parts of your tax preparation workflow. Of course, we went over that yesterday, the beginning parts, and this is the part that is actually when they submit their intake form all the way to the end of the tax prep process. So the first step is the intake. The second step is when you do the return, which is our preparation and transmitting to the IRS. Now, some people may do the payment. Even if you do 100% like bank products, even if you're pro bank products, you might still have a client that may need to pay upfront. Those that may owe child support, student loans, stuff like that, or the people that's not getting a refund. These type of clients will need to pay you upfront. So you should have some sort of system so that you can create or get those payments from your clients. Funding is the process with bank products where they actually get their refund, and you know that when they get their refund, we get paid. And the last step is your referrals and your incentives. And some people, even if you don't do incentives, sort of like vacations or giveaways, at the very minimum, I feel like all tax preparers should do some sort of referral process where you're asking your clients for a referral. You never know, what the terms say, closed mouth don't get fed. If they don't know that you're looking for a referral, some people might not even do it. Now, of course, word of mouth is still a very good marketing tactics. So you asking them is not going to hurt, and you incentivizing them to do so is not going to hurt as well. Like, hey, we're still looking for referrals. Can you give us a referral? If they come to us, we'll give you, let's say some people do $50, some people do $150. It just depends on you and what your process is. The referral is also, you want to ask them for reviews too. Make sure, because that's going to help you in the future. A lot of time, what's the first thing a lot of people do when it's time for them to either go with a service or purchase a product? They look at the reviews. So you need to have reviews for your tax office as well. And you can like diversify those reviews. Do it on Google, do it on, and I'm gonna show you exactly where in a second. I'm always jumping ahead of the slides. So the intake process, we're gonna break each one of these processes down. These steps right here, we're gonna break each of these sections down. The parts of the tax prep process, well, the tax prep workflow, and I'm gonna show you what parts of each step that you can automate. So in your intake process, this is your intake step. This is the process of getting your client's information. Now, just like I said on yesterday, this is one of the most important steps. You want to get as much as you can from the client on the front go round. Now, of course, sometimes it may be a situation where we don't know we need a document from them. Prime example for that was some people are disallowed from filing the earned income credit or the child tax credit. Even if you put it on your intake form, sometimes they don't even know that they've been disallowed, or they don't answer no, knowing doggone well they have been. So a lot of times you'll have to kind of go back and get certain documentation from them. This can be done virtually, in person, or a combination of both. So with virtually, that's going to be like your job form, Cognito form. Some people use other forms like Google Forms, FormSite. It's all going to vary based upon what you prefer. In person, that's going to be like for our brick and mortar people, for the people that have physical offices, for the people that do pull-ups. I actually seen somebody with a tax van. Like it was like a little sprinter, and they set it up like an office, and they go around different areas and pull up with the van doing taxes. I thought that was brilliant. So that'll be an in-person experience or both. So if you have someone that, for example, they come into your office, but you still give them like a tablet or something to do the intake form. So job form has what they call, I think, a store mode, so where it will turn the form into your job form. It'll be for you to do it like inside of your office. I know it's called store mode. I haven't really looked at it yet because I do not have a physical tax office like a storefront, but it's well worth the look to see what that is. So you can have them still complete the intake forms. So by the time they get to your desk or whatever, like everything will be already done. And all you'll have to do is, just do that interview and the due diligence part with them. And this process should be easy for your client and for you as well. So like we went over on yesterday, you want this process to be smooth. You want it to be seamless. And the easiest analogy that I can give you is make it similar to how they're filling out like a job application. Okay, so it's usually when you fill out job applications in the 2022, it's very seamless. It's online. Sometimes they have portals. Sometimes they just have one simple page form and you're done. So that's the best thing I can do, because that's the best analogy I can give you, because most people do not have problems filling out job applications. So if they don't have a problem doing that, then they will have no problem doing your tax prep form. So what can be automated in this stage? So you can automate the engagement letter. This can either be embedded into your intake form, or it can have its own document. You can have them complete all of your questionnaires. Usually with like the intake form, when you're doing it like on job form, incognito form, that's going to be your conditional logic. That's going to be answering the way they answer the questions. It will trigger certain other questionnaires for them. So if they say, hey, I owned a business in 2022, then you know that you will have to ask them certain questions and get certain documents from them. So that's where your conditional logic is going to come in. Now, they can sign all of their disclosures, which you, of course, same thing. You can embed it into your intake form, or you can give it its own sort of document or its own sort of process in your tax prep workflow. Now, in the intake process, you can also communicate with them via email and text, and this can be automated. You can send them a message when the intake is submitted, letting them know, hey, we received it. Here's what's next. This is what you should expect. There's no action on your part at this time. You can also set expectations and turnaround time. That is one of the best things that I can tell you to do is in that like welcome email. Once they onboard or once they complete the intake, go ahead and put all of that stuff in there. A really cool way to do it is, I don't know if y'all, for the ones that was on there yesterday, Jessica, when she did her tax dome walkthrough and she sent the proposal to her client, y'all saw it was like a little flip book on Canva. That's a real easy and very professional way to kind of let your client know, and it'll be like really pretty for them, and you can have it all good with your brand colors. This is your time to show off. This is your time to really ramp up that client experience. So instead of just sending like a full email and putting all of it like in a lot of text, you can do a quick video. It'll take but like 2 minutes for you to say, get on there and record, take your wig down, get real pretty, stand behind like a white, if you have a white wall, stand behind it, or you can even go on Zoom and put like one of those virtual backgrounds, or you can go on Amazon and purchase one of those cute little backgrounds. I got one of those little grass ones. It's like $7. You can buy it on Amazon and put it right up on your wall. And this is what you can do. You can make a small video and say, hey, my name is such and such. Thank you for choosing us to file your taxes for the 2022 season. I received your I'm just letting you know that I received your documents and I'm going to be working to, whatever that looks like for you, whatever type of verbiage you want to put there, you can do it and, make it a little more personable for them. If you're camera shy, don't worry, you don't have to do that. You can just do an email, but it just depends on what you want to do and what your process is for your clients. But I would suggest doing turnaround times and make sure you set those expectations. Oh, sorry, y'all. I got crazy with the doggone questions again. I forgot to look on here. Yes, it is. It's a great, great idea. I actually, when my partners on board, I kind of give them a video like that. So I was like, I'm going to do that for my tax clients. And I will honestly, because people, sometimes they tend to not read a lot of stuff. For real, they're just like, out of the shoe. Sometimes we be so busy, we don't read the full, all those long emails and stuff like that. Videos is going to be your best friend, especially, where you can just easily get it out real quick. Even if you don't do a video, there is also I'm about to drop this for y'all now. Designer.com, I think it's $27 a month. But if you have text, they will put it in the form of like a video, in the form of a cartoon. So like, it'll be like one of those little slideshows, and it's like $27 or $72 for a whole year. And they also have it where if you make a video, or if you have, let's just say for instance, you have like a Zoom video, and this is a little off topic right now, but I just want to say it before I forget. But for the people that like teach classes or stuff like that, if you have videos, you can put that video in that website and it can make the video into a full ebook. Okay, so like anytime, all of the words that you say, the AI will listen to it and it will put everything you just said on that video into a full ebook with pictures, and I didn't think that it was real. Honestly, I didn't think that it could catch on to stuff like that, but it's real, and it's real good, for real. So and it also will do your it'll transcribe your videos too. So if you're doing videos, whether for your clients, like for example, relating it back to like the tax prep process, let's just say for instance, you're starting to do like live videos or podcasts and stuff on tax tips. You can use that in order to transcribe it. So when you're putting it on YouTube, you can put the closed captions on there. The next step is going to be your preparation. So this is where you will actually get in there and file this tax return. Now, of course, y'all know that process can be automated, but there are still several things that you can do within that process to kind of automate it. So this is the process of filing the tax return. This will vary based upon what software you use and how it operates. And this is the stage where you usually get a lot of the what's next, what's coming, what, all those type of questions. So if you kind of go ahead and let that expectation out early, and you'll let them know the turnaround time. And if you know you will go over that turnaround time, go ahead. And this is where a lot of your complex CRMs will kind of do the trick on this one. This will probably not work if you're just using something like Gmail or something. But if you're using something like TaxDome, you can set those conditions to where if they don't move to the next stage within, let's say, 2 days, then it'll automatically send them an email letting them know, hey, we're still working. We haven't forgotten about you. Here's the process. This is what's coming up, and we'll be sure to reach back with you as soon as possible. So what can be automated in this stage? Communication. You want to make sure that you're always keeping your client communicated. That is going to be when the return has been sent for each side. You can go ahead and send them an email and a text message. If more documents are needed to file, so after you look at their documents and you see, they gave me I don't have all the documentation that I need, then you can send them a quick email requesting for those documents. And usually, like I said, that process will usually be more complex. That'll be like a full CRM that's needed for that. And that's the process of like those tags. You saw Jessica using tags on TaxDome. For me, with the Active Campaign, the way I tag my client when I'm working, that's what triggers the automations and those emails to be automatically sent. Now, of course, like I said, your software is not going to read your mind. Your CRM are not going to read your mind. But if I would much rather just put a tag on the client than sending out a full email and sending out a full, text message, hey, I'm missing documents. Here's what I'm missing. Yada. So, for example, in this example of need more documents, you can put a tag on there. Boom, need more documents. Once you put the tag, it'll automatically send them an email letting them know, hey, we're missing a document. Somebody from my team will be reaching out soon to let you know exactly what that is. So and it all depends on how you're keeping up in communication with them. So if you're using like the mobile app, if you're using the client portal, you can just pop right in their portal and say, give them whatever document that is missing, and they can upload it. Now, and like I said, this process will vary based upon what you use, what software you use. So for example, let me see, I don't know about TaxDome, but I do know that some of the other client portals, you can do like a document request, and it'll be there in the software letting them know what document is needed. I think Onboardable has that feature, if I'm not mistaken. Taxaroo has that feature as well. And you can also send them a document. I knew, so TaxDome does it too. Perfect. I knew that one of them did it. I just couldn't remember if I know for a fact Taxaroo does it, and a couple of the other portals like Onboardable. So another part is when the return is accepted, if the return was rejected, and what documents are needed. So Sweet Dash has it too. Perfect. So I know a lot of them do have those options to like have a document request, and I think that's good. Even if you do have a document request option, like I said, that it's best to become familiar with what you use, because with that document request option, there's no need for you to set up an automation, because usually when you have a document request option inside of the software, it will automatically send that client a notification anyway. So it all depends on what processes you're using and what type of systems you have in place. I've seen on YouTube videos recorded my phone, they look good to me. Secure file transfer. Are you using your phone? Absolutely, yes, ma'am. That phone is gonna be your best friend too. Like, you don't have to go out and purchase a camera to do so. I honestly did. I went and bought one of those Canon Pixma, I think is what it was. It was like $300 from Walmart. My phone takes better pictures and videos than it. Like, seriously, my iPhone takes way better pictures than that camera. So I kind of ditched that camera. I hadn't even been using it. Like, oh, it's been like 6 months since I used that thing. I just use my phone for everything. And if I get like to the point where I'm missing like space, or if my phone don't have a lot of space on it, I'll just keep upgrading my iCloud space. Oh, it's DESIGNRR.io. My computer keeps trying to auto-correct it. One second, let me try to see. Hold on, let me see if I can look. It's DESIGNRR.io. I don't know why my doggone voice is going out. Make your phone cinematic. And yeah, that's what I was just about to say too. It's a lot of people on Instagram. If you go on there and look for like reel tips and tips to how to make your reels, it's a lot of pages on Facebook and Instagram that can help you build your reels or do your videos and teach you how to use your phone to do so. CapCut is a good app to make videos on. It can, do the filters and stuff like that. It is perfect. I use CapCut a lot on my when I do my videos. All right, the payment process, this is the part of your workflow where your CRM or your tool will come in handy. And like I said, at this point, this is usually for people who do not use bank products, or for the people that do use bank products, but for the off chance they may need to collect a payment or front. Or if you got just a client that don't want to use bank products, there are situations where clients use bank products because they think they have to. And honestly, we're supposed to let them know, like, hey, you don't have to use this bank product. You can pay me up front. We're literally supposed to let our clients know that. And some clients will. They will absolutely prefer to just go ahead and knock it out the way than to, pay the bank fees and stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with giving them the options to pay up front. But if they choose to do the bank product, then that is on them. So, but all taxpayers, you guys should have a way for you to get your clients' payments. You want to make sure that you either have something to do with ACHs, which is you being able to draft your bank account. CPA charge allows you to do that. Stripe allows you to do that. What's the other one? Golly, it's on the tip of my tongue. I used it for PPP. Oh, I can't think of it right now, but it's green. But those are the ones that allow you to like pull it from your client bank account. So you don't have to worry about like if they cut their card off, stuff like that. Get a whole new card. You can just draft their routing number and their account number. But if you're going to do that, you have to make sure you have all of your disclosures. You have to let them sign it, letting them know what you're going to be charging them for and stuff like that. So definitely make sure you have all of your disclosures and that they are signing them, your authorizations that they're signing them. But if you're not going to worry about doing like the bank drafts and stuff, you can definitely have an invoicing system. Lord, I wouldn't tell my dead dog to use Square, but PayPal either. So I'm sorry, I can't recommend them, but CPA charge does those payments as well. And look at your bank products. If you have an eFin, look at your bank products, because they sometimes have those debit card and credit card processing, and their fees are sometimes way lower than if you go to those sites directly. But I use Stripe a lot, and Stripe sometimes like they integrate with like Klarna. if you have a website through Shopify, you can use like Shop Pay, Sezzle, Afterpay. Well, not Afterpay because it can't be services or digital products, but some of the other like paying for, you can do that with going through Shopify and going through like an actual website. Now you can, your CRM, just like Jessica showed us on yesterday, TaxDome can automate that process of drafting out those invoices. And there's other CRMs as well that can do that. But even if you're not going to use a CRM, you still can use Zapier to automate that process. And you can also use JotForm to automate the actual process of them paying for their tax return. I'm going to show you how to do it in just a second. You can send an automated You can send an automated email or send an automated task to remind you to create the invoice. So sometimes if you don't have the capability of automating the actual invoice, you can just create, you can have it to where it creates an automated task to let you know, like, hey, it's time for you to send an invoice to your client, okay? So the last step is going to be your funding, your referrals, and your incentives. So after you have filed your client and they have gotten their refund at this point, it's because usually at this point, a lot of us tend to, that's when we do our referrals, or that's when we give the other people that referred them the money for the referrals. So at this stage is where you can kind of automate a lot of those processes. So after the client has been funded or makes the payment, your reward or your incentive process can start. Be sure to ask for reviews from all of your clients. If they file with you, if you did a good job, you can definitely ask every last one of them for a referral. So you can send an email and text letting them know what to expect for funding. During, like I said, if most of your clients are going to be earned income tax clients, or if they have the child tax credit or the American Opportunity Tax Credit, their refunds are not going to be funded until after February 15th, period. So you can send out an email around that time letting them know, like, hey, the PATH Act is lifted. This is what you should expect, yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to show you exactly what that is in just a second. And you can let them know what to expect. If you use Refund Advantage or EPS, usually we know on that Friday before the big funding happens, and every week after that, we'll know like when the 3 days in advance who's gonna get their money. So you can start sending those tags and let your system know who is being funded, so an automated email can be sent to them. You can have it sent to them right then and there, or you can schedule it to be sent like Monday or on their refund date. It all depends on what you want to do. You can also request a review automatically. Like you can link your Google, My Business page, your website, the P10 directory for review. You can send your vacation vouchers automatically to where you're not having to send individual vouchers to all of your clients. You can use what we call a chatbot voucher, and that's on the Marketing Boost. You have to have Marketing Boost in order to do so, but they have it to where you can create a PDF version of your vacation voucher, and that PDF can be sent to unlimited clients, but it's done by the location. So unfortunately, if you have the free version, it's not that option is not available. But if you have the paid version of Marketing Boost, then you're able to do that. So you can automatically send that PDF in the email. So you're not worried about having to, have all of these vouchers being sent automatically. That was a game changer for me last year. Even though I had paid for Marketing Boost last year, I didn't give them all those options because I just knew I just knew they weren't gonna go anyway. But I gave them an option of like 3, and based on what they gave me on their job form, whether they wanted to go to Vegas, I did Vegas, Atlanta, and I think Puerto Rico, just for that one that was like out the country. But based on which one they chose, then it sent them an email back automatically with that voucher attached, and all they had to do was just redeem it using their redeem code. I didn't have to do it automatically. So CPA charge, I'm sorry, y'all, I just be reading over these. CPA charges give you a custom-made payment link using a QR code. You can also add a button to any website. Yeah, CPA charge is very great. Also, some certain web softwares aren't integrated with another one, but if you have webhooks, you can use that to make the both work. Yes, webhooks and Zapier will definitely like have both of them speaking to each other, just like she said. And it'll work directly with each other. And if you're using a giveaway, if you have any giveaways you're going to be doing, like I said yesterday, you can use Gleam.io to manage them. And you can also use, have that process automated to where you can send them an email or a text message to enter. And then at the end, when it's time for the winners to be announced, once the winner is announced, Gleam.io will automatically send an email to all of your participants, anybody who entered. So you don't have to worry about letting everybody know who won. Of course, you probably will go live or something, but you don't have to worry about sending that message to everybody, letting everybody know all of that, because that process is pretty much automated, okay? So let's look at how to set up some simple automation. So let me get my computer real quick. Let me pause this screen. Does anybody have a question so far based on anything we went over right now? Let me pause this screen share. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start back at the intake process, and we're gonna, I'm gonna show y'all different ways that you can automate that. So I guess I should start through the marketing process too. So let me go here and do, I sound like I'm about 1,200 pounds. I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, let me pull up this chat. Okay, so like I showed y'all yesterday, this is, and I'm, to be honest, y'all, I be having like so many different programs, all this stuff everywhere. But for the people that was asking me about Active Campaign, that is the one that I used last year, and this is my new account. Like I wanted to kind of start all the way over again. So you can, this is my main platform, my main process, the pipeline. This is the tax prep process. That's the one I showed you guys on yesterday. And this is how I build my like workflows and stuff. Now, when you first get started, let's just say, you know, you want to start building some form of like workflow or automation right now. So the very first thing I would suggest y'all is to choose between which intake process or intake form website you're going to use, whether that's going to be Job Form or whether that is going to be Cognito Form or any of the other ones. The only reason why I'm mentioning these two is because they are the ones that have like the best features to me. So just looking at this form, this is the sample of the intake form, and it's conditionally made. So it has all of those conditions in there, like with the new or returning client. It has a lot of the pages on there asking about the credits, and they can upload whatever it is that they need to upload. And it also has that thank you page. So when you go to build your job form, and Shakara is going to show y'all how to do all of this stuff. We just had a slight schedule change. So she's going to speak on next week. So we'll kind of come back to this process with her, but she's still going to give you that full breakdown because I don't run job form nearly as effective as she does. But this is just a simple process for job form. Once they send a message, like once they get done and submit all of their documents and stuff, this is what they get. Thank you. Your submission has been received, and a representative will be with you within 2 to 24 hours. So this kind of like lets them know the turnaround time and lets them know, hey, I got your information. It was success. You can just wait at this point. There's no further action that is needed. Now, one thing I do know is that job form also has what they call an approval flow. And that's what this is over here. Now, this is not necessarily a workflow, but this is the way that you can still use it to automatically send out those emails. Now, I'm not going to pretend to even know how to do most of this stuff, but what I can tell you is that you can just kind of play around with this, and if you want to, just wait on her. If for the ones that have already saw her process. Y'all saw how robust it was with job form. But this approval flow, it basically, once you get in there and quote unquote approve it, and at that process, that's what I'll just say, okay, like once the return needs to be sent, or once the return needs a signature, I would definitely kind of approve that process, and that will automatically send them an email to let them know that they can check their portal for a signature and all of that. So that's how I would use that approval form. But job form also has a lot of other cool features in there. But this process, if you use job form, definitely go on there and do this part right here, to where you can automatically send them that email after it has been submitted. Now, this is what will show up on the screen, that thank you page. But right here with the email, this is the this is the autoresponder. So this is what they will get inside of their email. Basically that same screen. So for the ones that may have like exited off or did not pay attention to that screen, this same email, this same screen will also go to their email, okay? So that's what that is right there, and that's all. And you can actually send them a copy of what they signed, or the documents that they gave them. You could do it in a PDF version. You can put it to where a password will have to go on there. You can send those emails later. So this is another way, like with job form, to where you can schedule emails or send it at a later time. So you don't have to send it out right away. You can send it 1 day away, 2 days away, and you can use this for other things. So for example, if you wanted to use job form for a way to send out like reviews or vacations or whatever, you can have the email set to where it will automatically send it. So for example, like if I was to go on here and I'll use this tax prep intake form, the same ones when they onboard and send me all their documents, I'll send them an email, let's say 7 days away, asking them for a review. So right now you have already, just by using job form, you have already automated that initial contact, letting them know that we received it, and you have already automated the review request, asking them to leave a review and asking them to send you a review, send you a referral. So you can automate that just by using this one thing. This is nothing extra that you had to purchase, and it all flows with your intake process. Now, this is, I don't know if you guys know about this, but this p10directory.com, a lot of people, when you search for a preparer, or if you look on the internet for, let's say, preparers near me, this P10 directory automatically comes up like at the top of Google. So when people are on there searching for preparers credentials, this page sometimes pops up before the actual IRS website pops up. So by this page being that SEO good, you should definitely make sure that your page on here is up to par. And I see a lot of preparers take advantage of this and send their clients to this directory. So definitely make sure that you're always monitoring your page and you send your clients to this page to leave a review. The more reviews you get, the more you get good reviews, the more good reviews you get, the higher up in the feed that your business or you as a preparer will pop up by location. So for example, if you are here looking, let's look at, this is a Dallas area code. So here's, oh God, Lord, look, let me not do this. I don't want to, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. So, but this is what this is what your tax clients will more than likely see if they're looking to check up on your credentials, if they're just looking for a tax preparer. All in all, y'all, make sure you're monitoring this site and make sure that you are looking and soliciting good reviews on this site from your clients, okay? Now, another thing I wanted to show y'all is how you can get on here and get your client list so that you can put it in your email marketing platform, okay? So if you have access to your reporting, you want to make sure you go to the reports and you want to go to your other data report and you want to go to their marketing report. Now you're going to have to get one for every year. It's not going to like roll over to the next year. So if you want to get your clients from last year, then you're going to have to toggle. This is in TaxSlayer, so sorry for all the other softwares, but tax layer is the only one I'm going to focus on right now. But 2021, you'll just go there, toggle to that one, and go right to the marketing report. Now, for the ones that send their clients like postcards and stuff, you can go and get the mailing label report, and it's going to pull all of your clients' name and their name and their address. So you want to make sure you do that, and it's going to pull it in a CSV file, okay? And with this CSV file, you can put it in any type of email marketing platform, and that way you won't have to like pay for data entry or paying somebody to put all that stuff in there. You can just pull all of your clients in one fell swoop, boom, good to go. Now, when you upload them inside of your email marketing platform, something like Constant Contact, if you do not have any form of email marketing, this is the best one for beginners. It's so easy, it's so simple. It's plug and play. You can do email automations. I would definitely recommend you to do that. Now, let me go and show y'all how you can do like real quick automations real quick on here. So, so this is actually going to be a, let's do, which one I want to do first? So let's start here. Let's do a landing page. Now, this is where we're going to go in. Like if you want to build your email marketing platform, this is the easiest way for you to do so you can have your clients start to give you their email and their phone number so that you can start sending those emails to them. And like I told you, I recommend anybody to have some form of way to captivate their leads. You need to get their email and their phone number. So on this page, let's just go through all of this, but all you have to do is just edit it, put your logo on there, edit the words you want it to say. I will put some on there about like, let's stay tuned for tax tips if you want to learn more about, let's just say you have a certain niche. And I will honestly create one for every niche. And even if you wanted to, let's just say for instance, you want to target more truck drivers, I will have one geared towards truck drivers. If you want to target more let's say nurses, I will have one for nurses, one for business owners. It's no limit to how many of these things that you have, and you can put them in a certain segment so that when you start sending out your marketing emails, a person that don't own the business, they shouldn't be getting no emails from you regarding business. You know what I'm saying? Like the only type of full email that like an email that you should send to all of your clients at the same time will be an email that you will like just for basic tax tips or general tax tips. You don't have to send them specific stuff towards truck drivers if they are a truck driver. Same thing for like business owners. You shouldn't have to do that. But anything in general, you can send it to your full email list. Now, once you activate it, well, you have to put a list. So let's just put this my tax client list, and let's customate this URL. And let's just say this one for business owners. So we'll put business owner leads. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna activate it, and then boom. Now, usually, if you're going to be doing this for like a lead generation, so for example, if let's just say you have a tax tip ebook for business owners, right? So if you wanted to use this as a way to get their emails, then let's go back. Let me see if I can go back to it real quick. You can use this thank you page once they get your give you their email, you can actually, let me see, upload the document that you want them to have. So here it is at the bottom. You can offer a download. You can link it to your web page to download it, or you can give them an NIFT gift card, whatever that is. But you can offer a download, and this is how you can give out those lead generations. And once you get their emails, you have them in there so you can start sending out those automated emails to them. Now, here's the email automation. You can do welcome email templates to where just that same person, let's just say for instance, we put this lead magnet out there and we got a checklist for tax season, right? And once they give you their email address and you give them that document, you just gave them that document, now you need to still nurture them. You need to do a welcome series, and most of these are automatically, like they have templates inside of there. Let's just put this as our welcome. You see I did mine, welcome to the text notification game. So let's put welcome series. And you can do the welcome email, the anniversary email, and all of that, because this is depending on what type of series this is, it's gonna trigger you to have certain templates. So let's go to we'll just put any list on there right now. Or you can set it to where it's only on certain lists. So let's put the tax client list on here. So that's the way you can put your tax client. So anybody that adds to this list, that let's just say for instance, you have a whole nother list on there about something totally different. You want to make sure you're following that so that you won't have a lot of unsubscribes because they're getting information that's not relevant to them. So you can send out an email immediately. You can send them out a welcome email. That's like as soon as they add to your email list, you can do that. Same thing for the birthday thing. So let's do, for this example, let's go ahead and do the birthday example. They have a whole lot of birthday, well, they're gonna do a welcome one on here, but they have a whole lot of email templates on here that you can do it, or you can go on Canva and create a beautiful email template and upload it right to Canva. Upload it right here to Constant Contact. So you can just, and this, I have this as well, these email templates to where all you have to do is just plug it in place. So all you have to do is just drag this, copy and paste, and boom, now your emails are done. So these emails, for those that did not know, we have some for the tax prep process, the marketing email process, and I also, I'm actually going to edit this document and put the nurture series for for your tax clients. Okay, so I'm gonna update this list so anybody that have it, you don't have to purchase it again or anything. But I'm definitely gonna update that list for the nurture campaign. So on that series, this is how you just keep doing it. You just keep adding it. I would, in your nurturing campaign or your welcome campaign, the first day, I would just let them know who you are, give them like a background of what your company is, how long y'all been in business, stuff like that. If you want to do a video, you can do that, but make it simple, make it sweet. You don't have to have it like too long and drawn out. Then in the next couple of days, you can say, hey, have you liked us on Facebook? Have you connected with us on Facebook yet? Then if not, here's our information on Facebook. You never know where this person may have got the lead from, so you still have to introduce them to everywhere that you are. The next couple of days, you might say, have you watched our podcast? For those of you who have podcasts, have you subscribed to our podcast? And then you want to kind of give them an offer. Tax season is coming up. Did you know we do taxes, stuff like this? In that welcome series, you don't want to kind of bombard them with just marketing. This is where you show your relevancy. This is how you kind of prove yourself to be like a real person, especially if you're going to be getting these leads and getting these people from the internet, or just let's just say it's somewhere like if you're giving out a business card and they may have scanned the QR code and that's what they get, stuff like that. So you just, in that welcome series, you don't want to overboard them. You'll probably send out an email once every 5 to 6 days, okay? And that is how you do an email automation, because this is going to automatically work. You don't have to do any type of intervention. The only way that you'll have to go in here and change something is if you have like outdated information. So if you're, let's just say for instance, you have stuff on here for 2021 tax season, you have to just go in here and change it and take that out when it expires. So that's how you do that for your welcome series. Now, same thing with the email automation. You can do the birthday email. That is something that like clients love it. They love getting birthday emails from their tax preparer. Y'all, I got people still emailing me from, like, that's how they come, like, find me, or that's how they email me, replying back to their email, to the email that I sent them for their birthday. So you can send it to them on their birthday or before their birthday. So for this one, this will be the tax client, and you can send it to them on their birthday, and you can, it's so simple to set up. And you can already use the templates that's there. But if you want to take it a step further, you can definitely, use your own branding or get it professionally branded to your birthday. But me personally, I like the same time. So I'm about to use this template. And this is actually, I'm doing this in real time. This is exactly what I'm going to be using for the tax season. So for this, you can take like $10 off. Because if you're not selling them anything, you don't have to do that. Me personally, I don't use the birthday emails to kind of sell to my clients. I literally just tell them happy birthday. and delete all that. That's all I do. Like, I don't try to sell them on their birthday. I just do it just like that. Thank you for being a value client. And we'll take all that out. And there it is. So of course, you're gonna have to make sure your client's birthday is inside of their contact. So that's the only thing that you have to make sure. And that's the whole purpose of you getting it from your software, because certain, when you go to when you go to your tax layer, there are other reports in there that will have their birthday. So you can pull that out as well, okay? So if not, then you'll probably have to do it. If you don't have a software that can pull that document down or pull that information down like their birthday, then it's just, you're just gonna have to do a little data entry on there. But it's well worth it, because they kind of keep they boost their experience. It lets them know that you care. And this is something that you literally can do in your sleep. You do not have to sit on a birthday and remind, dog, is this my client Shanae's birthday today? Let me make sure I text her. You can send that email. And active constant contact did not have SMS feature at first, but now they do. So they have it in here. Honestly, I have not used it yet, but I said I was gonna just take a time and look and see what it was. I already have email, text message marketing, so this may not be what I use, but let me look at it and see. This is $17.59. Oh, it's $45. So you just have to look at what works for you with the SMS, but they do have that. And just same thing for this, you can put your website on here. And this will be an example of where you have everything in one place. And I would definitely recommend this for somebody that's just getting started and that may have a smaller budget, because they'll give you a 30-day free trial. So if you started now, or even if you started at the beginning, closer to like the beginning of January, you can use this for the first 30 days of the tax season. And this also integrates with a lot of the other software and other things that you use. So here's that Stripe. It can automatically work with your invoicing. It works with Zapier. So sometimes it may not work directly with like certain programs that you do use, but you can use it. You can use Zapier to connect the two. So this is Zapier right here. And this is where like, this is how you are, use both of the softwares that you use in order to zap them together. That's what they call a zap. So for example, if I wanted to use, let's say, JotForm, and I wanted to a new submission on one of the forms, once you connect it, I log in through my email. I want to think, let me do it. No. Well, if you connect JotForm, then it can allow you to connect it with ActiveCampaign, with Constant Contact. Here it is right here. Constant Contact is there. You can create a contact, update a contact, add it to a list. And based upon when you get it added to the list is when it triggers those automatic emails. So this is how you use these programs to your advantage, and also use them in a way that you don't necessarily have to spend a whole lot of money or have a big learning curve. Now, of course, this process may not work for everybody, because you may be looking for something different. You might be looking for something more advanced. So for the people that's looking for something a little bit more advanced, I would definitely recommend something like SweetDash. I would definitely recommend something like TaxDome for those that are interested in it, because these things have sort of like all of this stuff combined together, and it's a little bit more advanced to the point where it does a little bit more automations. You don't have to kind of go through and use Zapier, because all of this stuff is already done and the system will work on its own. So let me go back to this chat real quick and see if y'all have any questions. What should come up with a client scan a QR code? So it just depends on what you want it to do. So if you have a flyer and you have a QR code on that flyer, I would definitely have either like a landing page on there that kind of breaks down everything that I do. And at the bottom, it'll say like file with me, or all through there, it will say file with me. Or if you want to just jump straight to the onboarding process. So like if you have a flyer and it says, hey, get up to $6,000 refund advance starting January 2nd, found now. So if your action is found now, if that's what you want them to do, then when they scan that QR code, it needs to take them directly to where they can file now. So that will either be your form, whether that's your mobile app, your client portal, but that's what needs to be there. Now, if you have an action that says learn more, then that will probably take you to take them to like a website, or it'll probably take them to maybe like a YouTube video that you're talking about something, or you may have like a funnel or a landing page. So it all depends on what action you want them to take and what type of verbiage you have on there, if that makes sense. I was just about to ask about a nurture campaign. Yes, I mean, this is great, but now setting it up, I'm so sorry. That's the only thing about this stuff is because you do have to set it up, but once you do, just think about the time that you're taking to do it this one time. You can turn around and you don't have to do it no more. So once you take the time to do it, you can use it over and over and over again, and it's going to save you that time, because you don't, once you set that one email up, that one email is going to send automatically over and over and over again. So it's well worth it. I promise y'all, like the time, even with my crazy process, it might look crazy. That's why sometimes I really don't be wanting to show it, because I know it probably don't look as appealing to some, but I swear to God, it works for me. And that's another reason why, you know, I was talking to somebody in the comments today, and she was like, she just been spending money on a lot of the software and all of that. And I'm just telling people, like, listen, I have done the same thing, literally. Every time I see a demo or somebody tell me, oh, this is good, and I'll look at a demo or I'll go on their website and I'll see it and I'm like, dog, this is good. I'll go run and jump and ride the waves, and it may not be for me. And that's the whole thing about it. Like, you want to make sure this process works for you. Take some time, even though I know it's December right now, but you can still do a demo. You can still just take like an hour. If it's not to the point where you're easily able to go and at least, just like I showed y'all how we just scheduled an email, we just did start the process of a nurture campaign. We just started the process of doing a birthday email. If you couldn't do that, let's say within an hour, this process may not be one that, you know, you're gonna use. And the best thing I can tell y'all is if you have a process and it's already working, you don't have to deviate too much from it. Now, of course, you want to automate, you want to do it, and you want to, get those repetitive tasks taken away, but take your time. And the best time to do it is honestly during the summertime, during the off season, but it's never too late. If you can devote some time, like let's say a couple of hours a week to do it between now and January the 2nd, for those of you that's going to be doing the preseason, you can do it. You definitely can do it. I swear to God you can, because as long as you take the time and really, really focus on it and really, really get it, you will be good. All right. Now, record your screen as you're setting it up. So when you hire, you have a training manual. Yes, I'm super glad that you said that. This is the process that I use for all of the things that I need done that I want somebody else to do. So when it's time for me to tell my assistant to do stuff, all I have to do is just go to Tango. I'm so glad. I can't remember exactly who told me about it, but I could just kiss them. This is so smooth, and this is the one that I use right now, and this is how I tell them how to do stuff. It's step by step, and this is so I'll go to this one. This is the one that I share with y'all, is how to apply for a new eFin. So this also works for my partners. Anytime they need to get a new eFin, I just send them this list instead of me having to, kind of walk them through it. Most of the time people can get it just by looking at this instead of me having to hop on a one-on-one with them. So that saves me time, it saves them time, and this is how you create your SOP. So this process all you have to do is a Google Chrome extension. So what will happen is once you click it, it'll have a little button at the bottom. And I'm thinking, because I don't know if I'm on Zoom, maybe that's why it's not working. But once you click it, it will have a button at the bottom that you click go. So as soon as you click go, it will track all of your movements on the screen. It'll show like all of the websites that you're on, like this one. This is the IRS website, so it'll show them exactly where they need to go. Once you click this, it'll take you to the IRS website, and you just follow the instructions. So it'll tell you exactly what you need to click. And I like it because if it's sensitive information that you don't want show, you can just blur it out. You can just blur it out right there. So all they need to see is what the information that you need them to see. So this is perfect for an SOP, and you can do it in a video way, or you can print it out in a PDF. And they also, like right now, I hadn't paid for it yet, but they also have a paid version that does a little bit more, and that helps you a little bit more in terms of like, if you want to put it in a document, instead of it having all of the screenshots and stuff on there, it can create like a full document that you can put inside like a manual or something like that. This is the shit, if I shouldn't say so myself. So any questions on anything? Love Tango, love this for sure. What was it was some Google Drives. Send them to me, Faith, so I can share, so I can put it on the link tree. I don't know what it was. I don't even think I saw it, but if you send them to me, I can put it on the thing. If it's something that you don't mind being shared, I can put them on the link. Tango is, it's so bad. I don't, that was you that told me, yes, girl, listen. If you was right here, I would kiss you. I swear I would, because like this has made my life a whole lot easier. Because one thing, and that's one of the things we're going to be going over in the next week class, is for those, because this week was a little bit about the basics, but next week is a little bit more advanced. So for those that's ready to hire and do delegation and learning that process, that is what we're going to be going over, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And when you get ready to like hire assistants, because a lot of times people, they need the help, they just don't know how to get the help. And sometimes it's like, shoot, if I have to take this time to show you how to do it, then I might as well do it myself. But this program like Tango and a lot of the other tools that I use, it helps make that process very, very smoother, very smoother. Samples of the video snippets. Oh, okay. Loom is another one. That's one of the things that I use when I get ready to, like, for example, if I'm up like at 2 in the morning and I have some of my VIP clients that I have to kind of like do a walkthrough with them, showing them what's on the return, explaining it to them line by line. Some of them, I have to do that with them. So I'll use Loom, Loom, and it kind of like records your screen, and you can do a voiceover, and you can send it on to them in a link instead of having to like download it and try to upload it somewhere else, all of that. So Loom is another, this one right here on my Google. So it'll do the screen, it can do the camera where you like own it, sort of like Zoom, or it can just do the camera only too. So it depends on what you would like, and it'll capture your screen while you're working, and it'll put it in a video form. Love that, love. Oh, and it's another little tool, y'all, too. This is called Facebook Unseen. So if you got some of those clients that, oh my God, if you read messages and you just want to make sure that the seen feature don't pop on there, that is perfect, because some of them clients be like, I see you on Facebook, or you read my message, you didn't respond. Sometimes I be up at like 2 and 3 in the morning, reading stuff, and I don't want to respond to nobody at 2 in the morning, because it really kind of, it dampens your boundaries, because the first thing they can say is, oh, you responded to me at 2 in the morning, so why when I text you at 10 p.m. at night, or when I text you at 2 in the morning, it's a problem. So that's one of the best things that I can tell y'all, for the ones that do, take DMs and stuff. Even if you read it, you can like respond to them via email, and it won't, show that seen feature. I use that all the time for my DM, just because, sometimes people just don't understand. And same thing with like that boundary that I just told y'all. So even if you're up like in the middle of the night, or even after your business hours, if you're responding to emails or catching up on work, you can schedule the email to send at, during your business hours. Like if you open up at 10 in the morning and it's, let's say, 11 p.m. at night, and you're going through emails, you can schedule that email to send at 10 o'clock a.m. So you're still working and you're still getting that work done at night, but it's still going to go within your boundaries and, uphold your business practices and your hours of operation. Nah, for real, like seriously, like I ain't no shame in my game. I put that unseen so quick, and I'll just look at it, because most of the time I have my Facebook on, and I'll see the messages as they're popping up, and I'll leave a note for something, especially like when people texting me for customer service or something like that. I'll send it to the proper person that it needs to be sent to, so that they can get their questions answered. But if you read that message, baby, and you don't respond within like 30 minutes, oh, that's disrespectful. So I just say, forget it. You won't even know when I read your message. Don't even worry about it, beloved. Don't even worry about it. They will accept it every time. Even email, send it, schedule if it's outside. Yes, ma'am. Send it out. Send it, schedule if it is outside of your office hours, so you can still work and you don't feel guilty for, working in the middle of the night. So any other questions before we get off for tonight? I got a real bad headache, y'all. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have did more, but I got a real bad headache. My blood pressure up, my sugar up. I just got to go to bed.
You definitely need to go to bed, friend. And I wanted to plug them with one other platform that they can use that's similar to Loom. I'll send you the link to send to your group. But it's a platform, and it's a kind of lifetime license. It's called Berrycast. And it's just like Loom, but instead of paying for something monthly, it has a little bit more functionality, more features than Loom. And you can do call to action buttons and stuff like that. And I think it's like $20, and you never pay for it again, and you have that.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. Thank you. Thank you, Teresa. I love that so much. I thank you so much.
Do you know what the security looks like? That's the only thing I'd be concerned about when you start doing video, is because they have different platforms will make it to where their tech teams can see your videos. And if you're doing video reviews, you got to be careful what platforms you're doing the reviews on. Reviews of the return, at least.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that. That's something to think about. Let me put this on my thing so I can look that over. I'm gonna ask them tomorrow, because that's something to think about. I do not want to be in the middle of a data breach. I swear to God, I don't. I do not want to be in the middle of that. You said they tech team have access to it?
I thought when you're doing the videos, it's dummy information you're putting in there, not real information. Is that what you're talking about before as the breach?
Well, some people, like Raven just said, she has VIP clients. So if she going line by line, now you can use, like with Loom, you can go in and you can blur that stuff out. So your software may be able to blur it out, but some of them don't have that compliance feature where if like you had a data breach, or like let's say you have an issue with the software, then they could actually go in and see see client information. So it was like, I forgot which one I was using, but I had to I never used it for clients, but when I was taking it, I went through a data breach class. Well, not a data breach, data security class. And he listed a bunch of the softwares and different things that we should stay away from. And they mentioned one of them talked about, when you're doing those video overviews. And then he also mentioned, like, I'm big on security, very, very big, because it is especially with a lot of us having home offices. Those are like, whenever you're looking for software, if it's software where you're going to gather people's data that's concerning their private information, like social security numbers, bank accounts, Then what you want, the compliance factor that you want to look at is, as that software, are they SOC compliant? And if they're SOC compliant, that means they've done what they need to do to make sure that they protect your client's information, and that they don't give access, like random people in the company don't have access to it. It's a whole like super secure protocol they have to go to. And then something else you guys might want to think about. If you want me to, Raven, I know the IRS has a WISP that you can have, because they require it going forward. It was like you were supposed to already have it, but now they're really pushing to make sure that we have our WISP, which is basically your security protocols in place. And so you want to make sure, like I have a sample WISP that we did with a like an IT security company, and I can send it over to you if you want to share it with them. But you have to have that stuff in place. So like all the way down to making sure like your router, like if it's a shared router that you guys use in the house and you're doing like your home office deduction, then you want to ask like your provider, can they add a guest line and put the house on the guest line and you on the main line, so that way your client, like you limit how much access is going into that router on that particular line. So, but that's the only thing I'd be concerned about, is that SOC compliance, and making sure that whatever company or product that I'm using, that company doesn't have general access to my client information.
And I like that, though. That is something to think about, because like when we're using certain products and certain services and stuff like that, whatever software it is, we do have to make sure we have a duty to make sure that it is secure and it is compliant. That is very, very true, because I think every other day it seemed like somebody in the news for a data breach. So we just have to make sure that we're doing our part. And that's also where the insurance as well kicks in. And we talked about that briefly, I think the first or the second day, talking about cybersecurity, data monitoring, E&O insurance that will help you in the virtual world, because even if the software is secure and stuff like that, sometimes we still need that extra layer of protection for ourselves, because just like I said, you can have a secure software. For example, your actual tax software is very secure, but you may go to, let's say, Starbucks or even your home internet. It may become a victim of a data breach, because hackers are everywhere. These people can get into this stuff, but you just have to make sure that the likelihood of that happening is very slim, but you still want to protect yourself in the event that the unlikely stuff does happen. So make sure you guys are getting your E&O, your cybersecurity, and your data security insurance. And if you're in Georgia, we have one of the tax besties. She actually is a licensed agent. She can write all of those insurance things. Let me see. She sent me a list. 1 second. If you're in Georgia, she can do E&O, general liability, and cybersecurity insurance for tax professionals, and her name is Andrea. So I'll also post that in the group as well for anybody that is in Georgia that needs insurance. Yep, LastPass did just have one. If I'm not mistaken, Cash App, well, they didn't have a breach per se for our end. They had a big breach for like the executive ends, like some of the information for the stocks and stuff. Somebody leaked it, and it caused the company a big deficit. So Cash App might end up having some, I don't know, they might be going up under some like new ownership. But I do know that Square was just like bought out or whatever by Block. And if you got like make a lot of business through Cash App, if you use Square for like payroll and stuff, I would suggest y'all to try to find another alternative. Don't put all your eggs in one basket or whatever. I had a horrible experience with Square this year. I sent a payroll payment for like $70,000, and they still have not returned those funds to me. And one of my close friends, she's actually going through the same thing right now. So Y'all be very careful who you decide to use for payroll, who you decide to use for, paying the money to your contractors. A lot of these companies, sort of like Gusto and all of this stuff, they're like third parties. So read their terms of service. And a lot of them do not like contractor payments, even though they say that it's, they're contractor friendly and all of that. Still, make sure you read it. Make sure you look at it and see how much the money is insured up to. Because one thing about it, a lot of these like online banks and online companies, they only insure up to like $250,000. And that may be something that is over for your company. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people make way more than that in the tax industry. So y'all make sure just read it. Just read the terms of service. Even if you starting off small, read the terms of service, look and see like what's going, that's for whatever you do. Just read the terms of service, look and see like if something goes wrong, can you even pursue legal action? One thing I learned with Square, you can't even pursue legal action against them unless you go through their arbitration process. And basically with their arbitration process, they have you go back and forth with them, and if you can't get it discussed then you can go to the lawyer, but it's still only so much you can do there. You can't do a class action lawsuit now or even in the future. So I'm pretty sure y'all probably have heard somebody have a bad experience with Square or Cash App. And even PayPal, they have sort of like the similar same terms of transactions, holding money, having these like reserves and stuff, having all these fees, and they you can't even come across a class action lawsuit for them. That's how their terms of action is. So just read that. That was on my mind by us talking about that. So we have one more thing that we was gonna go over today. I'm gonna turn it over to Kiva real quick so that she can just show y'all this real quick, and then we'll be done for today.
So the slide will not pull up. I've been having issues with my internet for the past 3 days. Me and Xfinity got a real big problem. But what I wanted to show you guys is a software where you can get a lifetime license. With that lifetime license, because there's, of course, everybody knows there's hella platforms out here. Everything is not for everybody. Everybody's price point is different. This particular platform is a lifetime access. So what that means is you'll pay one time and you'll never pay again. You'll have access to that platform forever and never pay a monthly payment on that platform. Also, with this service, this platform will come built out, customized, and tailored to your brand. So that means your logo, your lettering, your colors, all of that. Some of the key features, which there is way too many to name, but some of the key features are you get an unlimited CRM with automations, a client portal, your tasks, your project management, you get your billing. It also has a membership site. There's also for those of you who teach courses, there is a course feature on there as well. There's a book me page. There you have document storage. You can request files and stuff as well. It also has email marketing and like so much more. This is for a person who is ready to scale and ready to, take their practice to the next level and pay just one single time. So I hate that I'm not able to show y'all the visual of how it works, but it kind of, honestly, a lot of these softwares look exactly the same, different colors, different letters, do a lot of the same functionalities. There's also a SMS feature on there too. Let me make sure I say that. There's an SMS feature, but you do have to integrate that with, I don't know if I'm saying it's right, Twillo or Twilo, or I don't know. I've never used them personally, but I've heard good things about them, and they integrate with a lot of different softwares as well. So if you want more information on that, you can reach out to Raven or reach out to me. The price for that is $1,500. You are also able to pay that in 4 payments using Klarna. And that's one fee. Well, I'm naming it and I'm calling it Service Complete.
Yep, service complete. That is like, it is perfect, y'all. I walked through it last night and I'm just amazed at how robust it is. That's actually the process that I'm going to be converting over to. More than likely not this year, to be honest, because like my process is just too much to deal with, but definitely for the next year and beyond, because I love Lifetime. I hate having to pay anything. I pay $7 a month with X campaign and it's just a pain for real, but Lifetime access is perfect, and I'm actually gonna be using that for my own firm for this year and move forward. So what I was about to say, for not only my tax clients but for my tax partners as well. So that's another thing for service bureaus. That is perfect because you have your e-course, you have your membership, you have the option to automate that process, like automate the onboarding. So if you want to send out documents, those contracts, if you want to send any type of checklist for them, they have their own portal and you can automate that process as well. So that's what we're going to be working on starting this month all the way up until, especially in the summer. We're going to be hitting it real hard in the summer, and we'll have a community for you guys to be able to get that support as well. And it's one-time fee. That's it. You don't have to. So as big as whether you starting off now with a small firm, whether you get, a whole lot of partners or a whole lot of preparers or a whole lot of clients, you won't have to pay anything else. That's it. So,
and it's literally will set your business on autopilot. And just so you know, the fee is not just for the platform, it's for the build out as well. So you don't have to worry about, how am I going to learn this? Because after the build out, you will spend 2 hours with me, with your team, and we will go over every single detail of the back office, how it works, the functionalities, where you can plug things for yourself, where you can plug things for your team. This system has like way too many features to even name right now. So I would love to give you a visual. So if you can reach out to me or reach out to Raven, we can set up a time where I can give you a better visual, because right now I need to call Xfinity again and see what's going on with my internet.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna do we'll do a demo as well. Probably at the end of the challenge, or probably like at the end of the week. Maybe we can set something up. I'll talk to you about it, Keith. Once we get off, I'll set it up maybe on a Sunday or something, like on a chill day, and we can do a demo, like show y'all like step by step how it works. So definitely on that. So any other questions, y'all, before we get off? And I'll make a post about it in the group as well. Y'all know I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Oh, and if anybody needs any email templates, I do have those email templates on my site, and they are 50% off. They just $25, but they are 50% off using code TSRC. So if you did not get a chance to get those those email templates during Black Friday, you can use that 50% off code to get them, so that you can save that time when it's time for you to start building your platforms and building your emails and stuff like that. You can already have it already done, those emails. So I got my voice going in and out. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is ghetto. So I'll see y'all on tomorrow. On tomorrow, what we're going to be doing is going over SOPs. So I kind of jumped a little ahead of myself today with the tango, but we'll definitely be going over SOPs, and I'm going to share with you guys a full SOP template so that you can start the process of building that for your business. Even if you just have one person, it's just you, it's just a couple of clients right now, you never know the path that God got set out for you in your business. And if you treat your business like it's a $1 million company right now, while it is small, and have those policies in place, when you start to scale and those clients start to roll in, you won't have to be looking like a chicken like me with his head, because I'm trying to struggle to figure out, Lord, what I'm going to do. I got all these clients, how I'm going to get it situated. So building those SOPs, having it in place when it's time for you to do, go to the next step and do a service bureau, or when it's time for you to be a franchise and have multiple locations, If you have, let's just say you have a binder where all of your policies, you can literally take that. That's what Jackson Hewitt and all those other companies do. They use that same blueprint and they use that to go open up an office after office after office. So who's to say you can't do it? But you can't do it if you don't have the policies and stuff in place. Like you can do it. Lord knows I'm not going to tell nobody what they can't do, but it'll be so much easier and so much stress-free if you have that policy, if you have those SOPs, that manual in every one of your offices or every one of your, even let's just take it a step further for the ones that don't want to have multiple quote unquote offices, like physical offices. But let's just say you're getting ready to do partnerships. Like if you want to have people up under you that's going under your brand name and they're opening up virtual offices all over the United States. So you still would need that SOP, that policy, that manual. Even if you're going to do it for a service bureau, it's still a way that you have to do it. Every person is going to have to go through this workflow. It's going to have to go through this onboarding process, and they're going to have to follow each of these set of policies. So that's what we're going to be going over, and I'm going to give you that template so you can build it for each, whatever process you have in your office, no matter if it's just tax preparing or if you have like a downline, you'll be able to create an SOP or a policy for them, okay? So, yes, ma'am. I'm about to go to bed now. I'll talk to y'all on tomorrow. Good night, everybody.